You ask your dev a question in Slack, 2 minutes to type, 60 minutes to get an answer. Not because they're lazy, because to answer you, they had to close Slack, open VS Code, check a branch, Alt-Tab to GitHub, read a PR, and come back. The tax your business pays every single time you ask, did it ship? GitHub just killed that tax. They stopped pretending developers live in the IDE, they admitted developers live in Slack. I'm Stuart, GitHub Copilot just walked out of VS Code and into the chat window your team already ignores you in. Your 2-person shop just got the reach of a 10-person team. Here's what it means for your payroll this week. GitHub shipped 4 agent apps that scope, secure, roll out, and ship a feature across the whole software development cycle. Their own words on their own blog. The Slack surface is the wedge that gets these agents into the room where your business questions actually get asked. Look at the shift. Old grammar of a dev team was, owner asks a question, a ticket gets created, the ticket sits in a queue, the dev picks it up when they surface for air. New grammar is, owner asks the question, an agent in the same thread reads the PR, checks the deploy, and answers before the owner puts their phone down. Multiply that across a week. 10 status questions, 10 context switches, 300 minutes of your developer just switching windows. Gone. 60 minutes to 90 seconds on a status question. Nobody hired anybody. GitHub's own framing tells you where all of this is going. Their new My Work pane tracks multiple Copilot sessions in flight. A day ago, a Copilot session was a chat you had in your editor. Now it is a job an agent is doing for you, and you check on it the way you check on a builder you hired, except it costs no extra seat because it's bundled into the Copilot subscription your team already pays for. The answer the title promised. Your engineering team can now answer a business question from their phone, in the same thread you asked it, without opening a laptop. Cost to you is 0 because it rides on a seat they already have. 2 things before we go deeper. Subscribe. My channel covers every GitHub Copilot drop, every Claude Code release, and every free local model route the day they ship. The next one finds you instead of you finding it 3 weeks late on an agency invoice. Pinned comment right now has the exact GitHub blog links, the setup notes, and the config I use in my own Slack. Free. If you want the playbook version of these videos and me answering when your setup breaks, come join the Church of SEO Jesus, my free school community. Link is below. Read a line off their blog with me. Chat is great for intent. Agent work gets lost in the scroll. GitHub on GitHub's own blog telling you the problem they just solved. Ayan Gupta wrote in that August 17th post that canvases make agentic workflows visible, steerable, and cost efficient. Translated, you can watch what the agent is doing, you can steer it mid-run, and you are not paying for a lost session that ran the wrong direction for an hour. 3 problems most business owners hit the first month they run agent tooling, all solved on a surface everyone in your company already knows how to use. Real example. You run a shop if iStore. Checkout breaks Saturday. Old world, you Slack your dev is at their kid's football game, your dev sees it at midnight, they open a laptop, they find the bug, they push a fix Sunday morning, $2,000 in abandoned carts. New world, you Slack the bug, Copilot in the thread drafts the PR, your dev taps approve on their phone between plays, the fix ships in 40 minutes. Not a productivity tool, a headcount decision you don't have to make. Second example, you run a marketing agency and your dev team is 1 contractor. Client slacks you a broken tracking pixel at 4 in the afternoon. Contractor is finishing another project. You DM the bug into the Copilot agent in your workspace. It reads the codebase, drafts the pixel fix, posts it back into your client thread. Your contractor reviews and approves on lunch break. Client sees the fix before dinner. You did not touch a line of code. Your contractor did not switch context. Client thinks you have a team of 10. GitHub is telling you where they are going in the top nav of their own homepage. The word app is doing work there, not extension, not IDE plugin. An app meaning it lives on the surface you already use. 4 agent apps named for what they do. 1 scopes the feature, meaning it reads the brief, checks the codebase, and tells you what's realistic and what is not. 1 secures it, auditing the change before it merges, 1 rolls it out, 1 ships. Each has its own permissions and its own summonable presence in a Slack thread by name. Verification. Open github.blog yourself right now. Look at the top 4 posts. 3 of them are about agent apps, canvases, and managing Copilot sessions. The proof is right there on their homepage, not in my voice. Catch here, because there is always one. The Slack app carries GitHub's uptime, not Slack's. GitHub had an outage on August 17th. If your team runs their entire triage in a Slack thread and GitHub is down, the thread is dead. Their July report says 8 incidents in a single month. Keep a manual fallback for the Saturday night checkout bug. Do not fire the ticket queue tomorrow. Villain in the story. Cursor, Devin, Lin AI, Claude Code. Every one of them charges a separate seat for a similar surface. If your team already pays for Copilot Business or Enterprise, the Slack app is bundled. Marginal cost to you, 0. The competitor who was about to sign a dev-in contract just had the decision made for them. Without leaving GitHub, the phrase. Except GitHub just extended what GitHub means to include the Slack channel your business already runs in. The tax you were paying, one more time so it lands. 60 minutes to 90 seconds on every question, compounds daily. Your competitor's dev team is already answering their owner from their phone. Yours is still waiting on a Jira ticket. Window here is small. GitHub owns this surface for maybe 2 months before Cursor and Devin ship their own Slack apps, and the framing becomes which one. Right now it is a wedge, and moving first is the only play, which is exactly what the next video walks you through. Which of the 4 Copilot agent apps to install first, what to give it access to on day 1, and how it plugs into a real team's workflow. Watch it now.